In this video, just like in the previous ones from this playlist on IT, we're going to talk about digital systems. That's because digital systems shape many aspects of our daily lives. How we communicate, how we learn, even how we relax. Think about how we get to where we need to be, using navigation apps, which social media platforms we use, or how we listen to music through streaming services. Behind all of these systems lies a particular way of thinking, and this way of thinking determines how these systems are built and how they solve our problems. That way of thinking is called computational thinking. You can think of it as thinking like a computer, hence the term computational. So in this video, we're going to explore what computational thinking actually means. Thanks for tuning into the Begrepen channel today, and make sure to keep on watching. When people hear the words computer science or IT or thinking like a computer, they often imagine complicated programming, like screens full of code and very advanced technical skills. We're not going that far today, so don't worry. It's because behind all programming lies a much broader way of thinking, and that is the so-called computational thinking. Computational thinking basically is simply just a strategy for solving complex problems systematically. By analyzing a situation, simplifying the problem, and then executing the solution step by step. And the good news is that we don't only use this way of thinking in digital systems. You can also recognize it in everyday situations. In this video, we will explain the 4 key concepts of computational thinking using a non-computer example: assembling an IKEA cabinet. Because even when doing something as mundane as building a cabinet, we apply the same 4 steps of computational thinking: decomposition, pattern recognition, abstraction, and algorithmic thinking. So we're going to go over them, and let's start with step 1, decomposition. The word decomposition literally means breaking something down into smaller parts. In computational thinking, decomposition means that when we face a large problem, we break it down into smaller problems that we can solve one by one. Think about building that IKEA cabinet. Building an entire cabinet or closet or wardrobe might seem very complicated, because where do you even start? There are so many parts, so many shelves, screws, hinges, panels, and so on. That's why we have a manual, and that manual helps us break this complex task into smaller steps. So to build the big cabinet, we might need to check whether we have all the parts, build the frame, attach the back panel, insert the drawers, place the shelves, and install the doors. And each of these smaller tasks is manageable on its own. So instead of one large, very overwhelming problem, we now have several smaller tasks that are easier to handle. So that's decomposition, breaking a big task down into smaller ones. Alright, so first step, decomposition. The second step is pattern recognition. A pattern is something that repeats regularly. Think of a pattern on your clothes. It's a motif, it's a drawing that appears over and over again. Now, when you start building an IKEA cabinet, you'll notice that many actions repeat themselves, or at least you should be the one that repeats them. And recognizing these repeated actions is called pattern recognition. For example, attaching the frame is always done the same way for each cabinet. You use a wooden peg and a metal screw for every part of the frame. Likewise, installing shelves follows the same process every time. First you attach the metal shelf holders to the frame, and then you place the shelf on top. The same thing applies to installing the doors on your cabinet. Every hinge is put in place in the same way, just on a different location. And because all these actions always follow the same pattern, you don't have to figure out the process again and again every time. Every cabinet follows roughly the same steps. And within every cabinet, every shelf is something that repeats the same pattern. And for every door and every hinge, you construct things in the same way. And once you recognize the pattern, you can simply repeat the same method time and time again. Digital systems work in a similar way. They recognize recurring patterns and apply the same solution every time. So, step 1, decomposition. Step 2, pattern recognition. Let's go to the third step in computational thinking, abstraction. Abstraction just means removing unnecessary details and focusing only on what really matters. Getting rid of all the noise that might distract you from the core of the problem, the core of the issue. Let's go back to the cabinet, because when we're assembling a cabinet, certain details are not important. Like what material each part is made of, or the color of the cabinet, or which room it will be placed in, or how long it takes you to assemble it. All these details are not important on building the cabinet. What does matter is which parts exist, where each part belongs, and in which order the parts must be assembled. By focusing only on this essential information, the process remains clear and understandable. And that's exactly what abstraction does. It simplifies reality so that a problem becomes easier to understand and easier to solve. And that brings us to the last part of computational thinking, algorithmic thinking. Now, algorithmic thinking is just a difficult word that means creating and following a step-by-step plan. An algorithm is simply a set of instructions that clearly describes what needs to happen and in what order. The instruction manual for an IKEA cabinet is basically an algorithm on its own. For example, it might say, take panel A and B, attach them with 4 screws, place shelf C in the frame, install back panel D, and then mount the doors using the hinges. And if you follow these steps exactly, you get the correct result. A nice and stable cabinet. So, let's briefly summarize how computational thinking applies to assembling an IKEA cabinet, closet, or wardrobe. First, we use decomposition. We start with one big problem, one main issue, building a cabinet. Since we don't know where to begin, we break the task into smaller parts. Those parts are assembling the frame, attaching the back panel, placing the shelves, and installing the doors. That way, instead of one big problem, we now have several smaller tasks. Next, pattern recognition. We look for things that repeat, things that work in the same way. And we quickly notice that installing shelves always follows the same process. Attaching hinges always happens the same way. And by recognizing these patterns, we can reuse the same solution again and again. We can just repeat the same method without having to figure out something new. Then we apply abstraction. We filter out the information that doesn't matter. The color of the cabinet, the room where it will stand, or the music playing in the background. And then finally, we apply algorithmic thinking. We put all the necessary steps in the correct order. First the frame, then the back panel, then the shelves, and finally the hinges and the doors. Building an IKEA cabinet might seem like a very practical, non-IT task. And it might even be kind of a strange example, but it perfectly illustrates how computational thinking works. Digital systems operate in exactly the same way. Computers break down big tasks into smaller ones, then search for patterns that they can repeat, get rid of all the noise, and then finally follow the algorithm step by step to solve problems. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more videos on IT, history, English, and a whole lot of educational stuff.